Welcome to Sports Sushi. Your chefs for tonight are Sports Plug Russ, serving up the spiciest sports takes of the week. Sterling Furrow, rolling the X's and O's into an analytical maki platter. And finally, the moderator who always keeps the sake flowing, DJ Slow Boogie. Now grab those chopsticks and get ready, because your order of fresh and raw sports sushi is up.
Welcome, another episode of Sports Sushi. It's Wednesday, dog. Wednesday, baby. You already know what time it is. All right, but as you can see, if you're viewing in, thank you for tuning in. You can keep on tuning in via YouTube. If you're tuning in now, 9 times 10 you tune in here. Live, Facebook as well, Twitter, and also on Twitch.
Live.
But if you're looking, you'll see that one of our
One of us is not black.
Yeah, one of us is not black. So we got our producer Chris stepping from behind the boards, stepping in today. Our boy Sterling is feeling under the weather. Please, brother, get well.
I heard he caught the Patrick Mahomes. He sounds like Kermit now.
Yeah, dog.
He's gonna be kind of like gonna sound like one of them dudes in the corner store. Let me get him 25. Turn around, look at you. This is why you don't smoke, kids. Don't do it.
Nah, man. Fucking Patrick Mahomes. One lung, one leg. It doesn't matter, man. He's very good. He's very good.
PEDs fix everything.
Yeah, man. He's very good. We'll get into the Super Bowl results in a bit. But let's go ahead and see how the fellas are doing today, man. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm chilling like a villain. You know what I'm saying? We had the Super Bowl. It was an awesome game. So we'll get into that, and then we had the ramp up of basketball. You gonna tell me about what happened in UFC? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. and you know what I'm saying? Sorry, Sterling can't be here, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about a bunch of shit, and y'all gonna like it. Yeah, fuck. This is Sports Sushi. Come talk sports with the boys. Fuck.
All right,
let's rock.
All right. How you doing, Chris, man? How you feel stepping from behind the boards today, man?
I'm all right. I joined the Broken Shoulder Club with you here. I tore my rotator cuff pushing a 10-pound box across my back seat.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah.
See
signs of the times,
Doing too much, man.
You know what the worst part about it was? The day after I tore my rotator cuff and I got the sling in that I refused to rock tonight. But we go to a wine tasting on Saturday. And they got this big billboard up at the winery. Oh, Super Bowl Sunday. We've got the best appetizer contest and best quarterback competition contest. The 2-part competition. I'm like, this was made for me. Got the appetizers and the arm.
Shoulder shot to shit.
You the AA battery.
Yeah.
But it's dead.
Yeah.
It's out of juice.
Shoulder shot to shit, man. Trust me.
Hey, man. That's what happens.
Look. Yeah, you get old, man. And, sometimes, look, I ain't going out like this. Let me just
I am going out like that. I sprained my ankle a month ago. That motherfucker still hurts. I am going out like that. Hey, Father Time is undefeated. He has trouble with niggas like Tom Brady and LeBron, but the regulars like us, he just touches. You're done.
Did you sprain it in an embarrassing way, like kicking a towel aside in the bathroom or something?
Nah. I just jumped and put too much weight on it. Really, it wasn't even that messed it up. It was when I went to go pick up my daughters and had to walk across the DMV because the tickets got messed up and I missed the flight. And so we had to take them from Washington from Baltimore.
I don't think we're talking about the same DMV.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about like the Department of Motor Vehicles.
No, I'm talking about 3 fucking states on a bad ankle with 2 baby girls.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I probably did some ligament damage, but we made it. And Christmas and New Year's was wonderful, but my ankle's still fucked up.
Man.
I think it's done.
He's done.
I mean, it wasn't never good for nothing, but damn, I didn't want to be the gimpy nigga rock around. But yeah, it looked like I might be. But yeah, enough about me because I ain't shit. I'm just a guy with a bad ankle. Let's talk about.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into
the UFC, man.
Let's get into the recap of UFC 284 was this past weekend. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, and Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett for the vacant, the interim featherweight title, which Yair Rodriguez won in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like
Young
second.
Islam pulled it out.
Yeah, and the main event of the night, Islam Makhachev went to the decisions with Alexander Volkanovski and pulled out a win. A lot of people are upset. They felt like Volk should have had it. I mean, look, man, everybody will tell you, you don't leave it up to the judges.
Yeah.
You're always going to be set up some way for disappointment if you go to the judges. So the definitive answer is always a sub or a KO. I think that's the answer that everybody wants and they wants to live with. But every time it goes to a card, you're going to have a difference.
Exactly. How do you know you won? I knocked his ass out. Yeah. How do you know he won? He tapped. How do you know he won? He went to sleep.
If it's the definitive fighter championship, shouldn't we be fighting until there's a winner?
Well, yeah, that's how I look at it. I think that's how that was the pioneer days.
Chris, we're humans. I don't even want to get now. Okay, now let's say there was like some sort of
round 5, fall down.
Well, no, I mean,
round 6, whatever it would be.
I mean, humans shouldn't have that much punishment, but I wouldn't be opposed to, let's say, a bunch of people that may be in prison for life that decide to do this. If they want to fight till there's a winner, I'm down to watch. They have nothing to lose.
You're free to tap out whenever, but if you're both still standing, then keep fighting until somebody's done.
Russell wants Russian circus fight.
Nobody wants to leave it up to the ref.
I'm just saying, if y'all want Mortal Kombat, then you know what I'm saying, go get it.
That was the whole appeal of this sport. Well, I just hear
because this is like Street Fighter. You know what I'm saying? Without but I do.
But there are different things. If you crave that type of crazy type fight where everything goes, anything goes. Yeah, there's like Russian.
He just called me a sicko. He said, "If you crave that type of shit,
yeah, hey, bro, no, I know about it. Let me tell you something. I dip my toe.
Call me after the show, Russ. Yeah, I got tickets Saturday.
Well, no, bro. It's called Russian circus fights, and it's
niggas biting ears.
Bro, no, check it out.
Like some niggas biting ears.
It's a bunch of crazy shit that they do. Is like, okay, they will be in phone booths. Like in UFC.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm trying to go ahead. Where they come to the United States?
No, hell no.
Oh damn, nah.
Hell no. But Russia has they got a bunch of crazy fights set up like this where they have it to where like a guy would just be cutting an interview and the guy would just run up on him and just KO him, sleep him in the middle of the witch fight. Like it is
Yo, TikTok. I need this in my feed, TikTok, because I know you watching. You watch everything, TikTok. What's it called? Say it again so TikTok can hear it, so I can hear it later.
It's Russian circus fights.
Russian circus fight on my TikTok, because I know you watching me, TikTok. I know you watching me.
So yeah,
like on the trapeze and shit.
Yeah, like all that. They took a convertible. They sat the two guys in the front seats and they let them go at it, like type shit, Like they do crazy shit to where it's like they'll have a senior citizen, like an old man versus like two teenagers. It's like some crazy.
People ain't gonna be satisfied till we got motherfuckers fighting to the death. I'm just gonna be like, until a person rips out someone's heart like a fatality in real life, and someone sees how brutal that is, they gonna keep pushing them. Let's go to this.
The bloodthirst.
Yeah, fight with baseball bats.
Like the bloodthirst is astronomical.
Have you seen the Team UFC?
No.
Where it's like 5-on-5, like and they'll like jump one nigga. Oh no, it's crazy, bro. Nah,
Have you ever seen the Russian video where there's the two Russians training on the tree and there's the bear in the background shaking the tree?
Bro, yes. Why you think Islam whooped that ass? Why you think Islam won? Like you're not beating that, bro. We fight bears.
Yes. So, but we kind of got off rails, but thank you, Russ, for bringing us back.
A lot, you know what I'm saying? But flex bomb for the crazy Russian circus fights.
Yes, man. But Islam did come away with the win, but like we were saying, you never want to leave it to the judges. But UFC UFC 284 has concluded, which means one thing, that UFC 285 is right around the corner, and that means the return of John Bones Jones.
Who's gonna whoop some ass?
Who is fighting for the interim vacant heavyweight title against Cyril Gahn, who just recently lost to the former heavyweight champion Francis.
Yeah, he a nameless gray face. A nameless gray face.
So,
we just setting you up to fall down, Mr. Man. That's got to fight Mr. Jones.
Yeah, it does, look like a fight for Jones to come in and just get the belt, which I'm not opposed to. It's good.
It's good.
But the other fight that's on the card that's I'm really excited about is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm an I'm a Valentina Shevchenko fan. And
don't pull any punches.
Oh no, she doesn't pull no punches, boy. Like if you see her fight, man, she is like a fucking.
You can see the love in his eyes.
Yes, bro. She's like a spy, bro. Like if you ever watch one of those James Bond movies,
no punches, boy.
And you see like that fucking one woman in the fucking ballroom that just is like in a very elegant gown, and all of a sudden she just starts fucking kicking henchmen and shit, dog. Dog, that is her, dog. Yes, bro, that is her.
Oh.
She's Mrs. Smith. Like her punches are always so precise. Like she can beat you every way that you get. Like I'm telling you, go to YouTube, do yourself a favor, look up Valentina Shevchenko's highlights. She kicked the bitch in the face. Jessica I KO'd her. It was like she killed her, bro. Like in the middle of the dog. She had died literally, but like she fucking cold cocked her with her fucking foot. Okay, she is a fucking assassin. Okay, like she shoots guns. She knows different languages.
She shoots guns and knows different languages.
She KOs you or submits you, and she ballroom dances after you're done.
I'm trying to make a Natasha Romanoff zinger in here somewhere, and I can't figure it out.
No, they've already made those.
She sounds like an extra on Mission Impossible or James Bond. Like what the fuck is going on?
Do yourself a favor. Go and look at her fights, man. Valentina Shevchenko, dog, is a fucking beast.
There he goes. There he goes. Oh, yeah. I knew it could be that time. I knew Ghost was gonna be like, wait a minute. Y'all talking about women fighters? That's right up my alley.
Yeah, Ghost wants Valentina versus Weili, but I know Ghost loves Weili, but I'm
Ghost is past the love. Yeah. This shit dangerous. Weili, run.
Tui Tamavosa. That's this guy's name?
No, well, he's Bam Bam, but he does shoeies. He's from Australia. He just, he gets, a shoe, he pours beer in it or, beverages or whatever alcohol, and he downs it. That's a shoey. But yeah, but Bam Bam's known for doing shoes. Like he'll just, after a fight, a fan will hand him a shoe, like off their foot, and he'll just take the beer, pow.
And cram it and taste all that foot butter.
Yeah, that foot goodness.
Toe jam.
And we're the crazy ones for jumping off tables.
See?
Y'all are crazy for that. Because the problem with jumping off tables is that's when you get hurt and you don't expect it. Like, you take that bad L and like, what was that? Ooh, I broke my tailbone.
I've seen some clips of some Bills Mafia fails of people jumping on the tables.
Fuck that. What's the mustard, bro? That's got to burn.
You talking about Pinto Ron?
The mustard.
They're using plain mustard. That stuff's lightweight.
You just plain.
There's no sting in that mustard.
Yeah, there's no acid in it. No high acid content.
Bro, what? No, man, y'all got that. No, y'all got that.
That is a very
y'all jumping through tables and covering yourself through mustard. When we get into the grades of the football teams this year, your team loses a letter for playing in mustard.
20 years without playoffs, you find a lot of activities to pass the time.
Hey, that is true. I mean, I dig it. What we got up next? It's me time. Go ahead.
All right, so what we got for this day in sports, Russ?
Oh, yeah, on this day, in honor of the NBA All-Star Game coming up, on this day, February 15th in 2009, the NBA All-Star had its 58th game. The MVP was Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Reason being that why that's important is because it's only happened like 4 times in the history of the sport. So There you go. The only other times it happened was 1959, 1993, and the year 2000. And 2 times they involved Shaquille O'Neal. Professor Johnson on your ass.
The more you know. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to the NFL. This past weekend, there was the NFL honors and the Super Bowl. But first, we will talk about the NFL honors. There was a a goddamn Hall of Fame selection, and the end of the year awards going out for players. I know my nephew was extremely happy. He had us record the Justin Jefferson
Super fan number 1.
What? He had us record the Justin Jefferson Offensive Player of the Year award, and he literally had us run it back for 3 minutes, and he grittied around the living room.
I have to give a shout out to Dak Prescott because he went to the Super Bowl and got more trophies than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh,
that nigga a Cowboy for real. He is the man of the year. And Philly, you're trash. Yes. It took like 3 weeks to be able to say that and mean it.
I just want to give a shout out to the NFL where the Bills have both Mahomes and Justin Jefferson.
NFL.
Yeah, that reality exists somewhere. Both of those picks. We're like, we don't need these guys.
Okay, so all right, so the award that Russ is talking about is the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, which Dak Prescott got.
Gotta give props.
Did you guys hear about the scam that came out with the Walter Payton Award?
Bro, why gotta be a scam this year? Let's wait till next year to tell them about the scam.
No, what's the scam, Chris?
Apparently it came out like in the past 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, when Dak won it.
like 75% of the Walter Payton Man of the Year award winners or whatever, they have some charitable foundation that I guess the win, the money goes to and all of that. And like 75% of the winners to charitable foundations have never donated $1 to anything or like used that money on anything.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, big charity scam.
Yeah. Hey, we ain't here to slander Russell Wilson today. No. Actually, we are in a little bit, but some of us maybe. But no, I mean, hey, but
okay,
he gave something. He gave something.
I heard when I was listening to local sports, our local sports was
25%.
They definitely was just talking about what Chris was saying. They said Russell Wilson was a guy that was kind of in those crosshairs.
Who giving 100%?
And I'm going to preemptively strike here.
I'll be the realist in the room. Who giving 100%? Who not taking anything?
My boy Brett's launching the biggest comeback of his career. He's coming for redemption.
Oh, fuck Brett Favre still to this day, every day.
He's suing everybody.
Suing everybody. Yeah, but you still. Oh, sorry. You allegedly have a lot of claims against you.
He's coming for everybody.
Yeah, he's coming for everybody.
But I'm a Cowboy fan, so fuck Brett Favre on that too.
Starting with your boy Pat McAfee.
Yeah,
and you know what? He got on many tapes saying allegedly. And
for what?
Shit, what? Because he's allegedly he like other people money. and allegedly he likes to procure other people money.
Yeah.
And do what he want with it. Allegedly.
Hey, Brett's using the Hunter defense. Nobody elected Brett into office. He's just a guy trying to get a building built.
You know what I'm saying? And allegedly he liked to use other people's money to do it. Without him asking or giving. He just take. Allegedly. Allegedly taken. Allegedly.
Allegedly,
he's gonna win the award next season for biggest comeback.
Yeah, probably. Allegedly, he's gonna pay for it too.
First guy to win in retirement.
Mm-hmm. Hey, wait a second. Who is the comeback player this year?
Who's your guess, Russ?
I have no fucking idea.
I can't think of anybody.
I can look it up though. I have Google though.
He had a big redemption season.
Well, I'm trying to figure out because I was like, man, who is the comeback player of the year? But I'm looking at it.
We're talking about the NFL awards.
Oh, we all tripping. We are disrespectful as fuck. That's why he didn't write back. Geno Smith, y'all. And he deserves it. That's actually, I feel bad now. I feel bad now because I wasn't up for it. And yeah, he was. Geno Smith won it. I feel sorry, Geno. You deserve your flowers. I know you feel like, fuck y'all. Y'all niggas didn't even know. And we deserve that. But be that
that's how good he played. We thought he was already there.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Geno did a good ass job. You know what I'm saying? He made
it's so good I forgot he was gone.
So all right, so as most people know, the MVP was Pat Mahomes. Coach of the year was Brian DeBoer. For the Giants, a comeback player, Geno Smith, we just said. Offensive player, Justin Jefferson. Defensive player, Nick Bosa. Offensive rookie, Garrett Wilson. Defensive rookie, the Jets had a sweep with Sauce Gardner. And next gen stats moment of the year, I'm assuming that's the play of the year. That's what they're calling it now. And that was the Justin Jefferson. Yeah, the Justin Jefferson catch. So
wait, what's it called now? The what?
The next gen stats moment of the year.
Can I just say how delightful it tasted that Brian Dabble won Coach of the Year? Oh, it tasted so good.
Oh, yeah.
So good. And then Bills fans crying, how did Sean McDermott not win Coach of the Year? Everything he did off the field. Because you were the Super Bowl front runner and he got embarrassed in the divisional round, you underperforming jackasses.
It was like holding a pit bull back, America.
I can't believe Coach of the Year.
You know you can't hold the dog back long enough. You just tell the person, run, just run. I can't hold him. He just gonna get you.
The Dabble denialists are the worst faction of Bills Mafia.
Well, there's still people that don't believe that he the reason.
They still don't believe that he wasn't the best coach in the building. And they got to the same round, like they were both using the same roster.
That man took the Giants to the playoffs. If that's not the Coach of the Year, I don't know what the fuck he is.
Yeah.
He literally hopped on the sticks and said, fuck it, I got it. We can play random.
I see Giants fans on Twitter crying about what are they going to do? They can't re-sign Daniel Jones. They're going to lose Daniel Jones. I'm like, now all of a sudden we're going to lose Daniel Jones? Really?
Well, look, man. I mean Danny Dimes, you after you just had a season with him, do you really want to just kind of go into the unknown?
You can't pay $40 million for one season wonders anymore. You can't do it. Your entire team has to be built differently when you sign that big franchise quarterback. And now we're getting to this level where these mid-tier guys have one good season and they all want top freaking QB money. It's not possible.
I mean, they gotta ask for it. I mean, it's up to one team not to give it to them. Now, I don't like to see a team in some sort of purgatory. I know we got to go through the Hall of Famers, but I would just say, you're going to get rid of Danny Dimes and go get what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then if you get rid of him, Saquon didn't sign.
You're making the kind of argument that would still have Tyrod Taylor under center in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
No. Because y'all
not good enough, get better.
Because
this person's not better, then find the next guy.
No. Because at some point y'all got good enough.
Yeah, they had the draft capital.
At some point y'all was gonna be able to draft. Like if I look at the team, don't.
Yeah, like if the Giants had the draft capital and they were in position to get one of these guys, then definitely I'd be like, hey,
Giants are not finna draft in no spot to get Josh Allen, let alone a fucking Watson or someone like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying pay the dude to surround his ass with talent. Because I think we're gonna start seeing the curve to where if you don't have that dude like Pat Mahomes, then you better have talent like you have around Jalen Hurts. And that's not to say Jalen Hurts isn't nice as fuck. I'm just saying you want to build a juggernaut.
You're barking up a tree that ends with quarterbacks that are just good enough to keep you out of position to draft real quarterbacks getting paid $40 million a year.
Unless you surround them with really dope players. Then you're just that team that you just got to get it done.
Razor's edge, though. I mean, that's just the razor's edge. And, it's one of those gambles you're going to have to take. Either you're going to have to get okay, we're going to pull the Band-Aid off. We're going to step into the unknown and we're going to try to get another guy in here. Or we're going to stick with, what we already know and try to, what Russ said, put him around a shitload of talent to where he can't fail. Or you could do like how we're going to talk about later, you bring in a guy that can make him right. But, I mean, with Brian DeBoll just did, I would roll the dice on another year. I'll take the gamble, and I'll bring him back.
But you're not going to get him on another year. You got to re-sign him. He's basically a free agent.
Yeah. Shit, he's going.
It's a tough decision, no doubt.
And if they franchise him, it's like 40.
The question is if you sit down Saquon and ask him, hey man, so if we go shit and lose and shit the bed, are you gonna be here? Can we get you here in another year and we can go draft a young guy, or are you gonna be gone?
I think you're looking at
because you're gonna have to rebuild your whole squad. If you get rid of Daniel Jones right now, no matter what you think, whether you think the team's gonna be good enough to go further in the playoffs or whether you think they stink and that's all they can do and they're going to just top out right there. if you get rid of the quarterback right now, you're going to have to rebuild this whole thing from scratch. You might as well trade Saquon Barkley and get the most you can for him, because you're going to want to suck for the next 2 years, because you're going to have to fill every position, because as of right now, they ain't got no like what receivers they have on their team like that you just say, oh man, they're that young that we need to do something with them in their career right now.
Hodgson's the one they stole from the Bills.
Who?
Isaiah Hodgson.
Man, it don't matter. I mean, cool. We can play football, but like, no. In all seriousness, no. But like, he's a good player, but he doesn't fit like that mold of like a franchise type player. Like Saquon's the only player that you look at that's like, hey man, if you're gonna be here, then we're gonna build some shit around you. And if you have a super Saquon, then you probably don't need a super quarterback, but you're gonna need a lot of talent on the outside around him and a great defense. But if you're not going to do that right now, and you're not willing to spend the money to do that right now, like fuck it, you need to just dump it all. Just get rid of all of them. Give Dayball a bunch of fucking picks and say, shit, man, you the man. So build this shit high in your image.
I think you're looking at the extinction of the middle class quarterback, because there's gonna be three types of quarterbacks left. There's going to be the franchise guy that you pay the top dollar big money that takes up a huge portion of your cap. There's going to be the young stud on the rookie deal that everybody wants because it frees you up to surround them with a ton of talent. And then there's going to be the journeymen that have to take the low bottom deals and contracts to be backups in that, because nobody wants to pay them big money and hijack the rest of the ability to put a team around them because they need more talent to be successful. So the middle class quarterback is going to be gone.
Well, yeah, that type of middle class quarterback, like literally like a Jimmy Garoppolo type guy is, but like and yes, that's facts. Josh Allen was a bum before my nigga Diggs showed up.
That is 100% a false perception.
Well, we'll take him in Dallas, and y'all can keep him.
Allen's second season was better than every single year except for one of Jim Kelly's years.
Josh Allen is a Dak Prescott with a rocket arm.
No, I think he's got Dak Prescott as a coach.
I think he may have a Jason Garrett, but it ain't Dak Prescott. I know that one cut deep, but if you really think about it, hey, Josh Allen puts up great fucking numbers. He has gone to an AFC championship. I'll give him that. But I will say, as far as producing and being this hype machine that's behind him, he's literally just a rocket arm guy that wins some regular season games. But we'll see. He's got time.
That Chiefs playoff loss was top 3 greatest quarterback performances I've ever seen in my entire life. Number 1 playoff performance I've ever seen in my entire life. And his coach completely neutered him for it. So,
I mean,
I want to see the man
coach, though. You hate the coach, though.
If you watch your quarterback give statistically the best playoff performance, both games, the Patriots game, they didn't punt. They didn't get stopped once. They freaking scored on every single drive. And then he scores 3 touchdown passes in under 2 minutes and loses to freaking his idiot coach protecting the sidelines. So when you see that happen, I got no love for the man.
I'm gonna be fair to the point to say that you can hate your coach, but I'm gonna be unfair to Josh Allen, but I'm gonna be realistic at this point. When you're playing at that high of a level and you're doing these things and you're talking about Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is making these plays and Pat Mahomes is making these plays, and both of y'all are held at this high level above everybody. No, Shane. No, but thank you for trading me Diggs. Y'all in trouble.
I would trade you Diggs tomorrow.
I would take Diggs,
but go for his own sake.
But I just don't think that that Josh Allen is able to do the things that a Patrick Mahomes is able to do, but he's going to be held to that high of a standard.
Josh Allen is just in his Mike Holmgren. Pat Mahomes has Andy Reid, who's almost exactly like a Mike Holmgren. He doesn't have that offensive genius that can also tell him, settle the fuck down, play within the system.
I mean, he doesn't, but at the same time, like that's not his. That's on the team to do. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I can't do nothing for Josh Allen for that, bro. Don't throw the ball that way when you don't need to, or whenever the game gets going tough, stop throwing it to Gabriel. Like, start finding your number one. You know what I'm saying? But we can blame the guy that draws up plays, but I'm a guy that goes to the guy that draws up plays.
When you have a wild stallion, you need that guy that can get you in your peak operating zone more consistently. Because when you don't have it, you have wild swings. Like look at Favre pre Holmgren and post Holmgren. He was a wild maniac, but during that period when Holmgren
he was wild all the way through.
But he was a very efficient version of himself, the most efficient version of himself during that period of time. Once that restrictor that throttled him a little bit was removed, he was all over the place again. And that's the missing piece that Allen needs over there is that quarterback whisperer that can freaking keep him in that peak zone throughout the entire game.
He gonna need Jesus, because I'll say this and I'll let you have it, and then we can move on to the Hall of Famers. Josh Allen played against a guy, Pat Mahomes, who needed to. How many seconds did they have, Boogie, in the AFC Championship game when he threw that pass to Tyreek Hill? 13 seconds, and he threw the ball and he caught it on the 50 and took that bitch in the field goal range, and they ended up winning that game. And they took that guy off his team, and then he won the Super Bowl. As I told y'all last week, I have nothing else to say to Patrick Mahomes. You are the GOAT, my brother. You have it. I will never doubt you again unless you play the star, and that's because I am a fan. But deep down inside my heart, I will know we in trouble. Because if you play against Pat Mahomes, you are in trouble. And so I just, man, like Josh can have that, but I don't ever see him in his wildest dreams getting anywhere near as far as he's gotten with the Stephon Diggs, unless they go out and draft like Quentin Johnston or some shit like that. But I mean, hey, he's still cold.
Right. One last note I want to put on there to respond to, I think, a shotgun. Diggs didn't make Allen. When Diggs came to Buffalo, that was the third receiver in 3 years that was a veteran receiver that had their career year in their first year playing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen was making names before Diggs even got there.
Oh, Diggs. Boogie, I ain't trying to cut deep. I ain't trying to pour salt in no wounds, but Diggs was yelling at the top of his lungs, "Get me out of here because I'm nice." They keep doing this other shit, and I'm
Diggs
trying
is
to
absolutely
tell you.
Great. He's definitely a top 3 wide receiver in the league, and that's great for Allen. But Allen didn't need Diggs. Allen would have done the same thing with Justin Jefferson as a rookie.
Well, you don't know if they would have drafted him.
Yes, they would have. They needed a wide receiver, and he was the best one on the board. Of course, they would have drafted him. It was an absolutely stacked deep wide receiver class.
I'm just saying. We hoping he drafts him, but we don't know if they will. We've seen mistakes made before by all 32 teams. We have seen exactly the phrase that you just said. That's what you needed, and you're in place to draft him.
Wasn't Rondell Moore like Denzel Mims in that same draft class?
Shotgun, I agree. Yes, but Shotgun, I agree. Yeah, I'm saying like 8 or 9. What Shotgun said is and we can get to the Hall of Famers, Boogie, my bad, but I'll end it with this. What Shotgun said is totally right. What are you going to say about the New York Giants if the New York Giants go out and get 3 good wide receivers, and one of them happens to be a fucking like DeAndre Hopkins or something? What are we going to say? Because Daniel Jones can get the ball down the field. They just need to fucking block. They have a top 5 running back in the league. Let's not act like Super Saquon is not the shit who can do it all. So if you surround him with some guys that can catch the ball, like we all will know, like Daniel Jones is not as good as Josh Allen. But if your team can put up the same record and possibly beat him, who got better arm talent, Joe Burrow or Josh Allen?
I'll say this.
Who has the better roster, the Buffalo Bills or the Cincinnati Bengals?
Bengals.
Stop it.
I'm gonna say this.
They have the better roster than y'all.
This is how I look at the situation.
You don't think Burrow has way more weapons than Allen has?
No, I said the better roster. Just team, the better roster.
Yeah. He's got the better coaching staff. He's got the better offensive line. He's got the better freaking weapons. And their defense played better than our
Joe Burrow offensive line apologizes to him weekly. They are weekly saying, "I'm sorry, we got to do better, Joe. You always on your back."
The Bengals brought 3 backups into that game with the Bills, and they still never sniffed Joe Burrow while Allen was running for his life.
The Bengals have 3 wide receivers, and they have really 2, because Gabriel's probably better than Boyd. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Kenny Galladay did get signed to 4 years, $72 million, and he's fucking terrible for that team. Terrible. You know what I'm saying? So
Shane Miller's telling me he's never seen a Bills game without telling me he's never seen a Bills game. Look at this comment. The Bills have a way better O-line. The Bills have the worst O-line in the league by far. By
what?
Far.
The worst in the league?
Pull up Pro Football Focus ratings right now.
Tell that to Tua Tagovailoa.
Who was the biggest China down in the league? That's on his offensive line.
Oh, hey, you know what? But his team finished second and they made the playoffs.
Pull up the Pro Football Focus offensive line ratings right now for 2022.
You really believe the Bills have the worst offensive line in the whole entire National Football League?
I know they do. Like, you don't even understand how bad their offensive line is, because clearly you guys aren't watching Bills games. I wish Sterling was here. Like me and Sterling could go out there and do the same job those guys are doing.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right. So,
dude, you know in Buffalo they're basically talking about freaking Andrew. What's his name from the Colts? How do I forget his name already? Early retirement or injury for Allen.
Andrew Whitworth from the Rams.
Their quarterback. They retired early because their offensive line sucks so bad.
Andrew Luck?
Yeah, Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck ain't coming back.
No one's saying he's coming back. They're saying that Allen's going to end up going the same route if they keep him behind this offensive line for more than a year. I mean, again, remember they couldn't even run the ball. Like they didn't even try
I don't think now that you blame the GM. Okay, yeah, let's go with the Hall of Fame. My bad.
Here it is. Well, no, here it is. Before I'm gonna close it out, before we go to Hall of Fame. So, as when Chris is talking in tier 4, I didn't go below tier 4, but at number 20 is the Buffalo Bills. That's their offensive line, PFL offensive line.
Who the worst?
It might be the Texans.
Yes.
Was there any
somewhere?
Seattle Seahawks is the worst.
Gino made the Pro Bowl. Shout out to Gino.
Running
for his life. Running for his life, Gino. That's the worst.
That's the no, I'm sorry. That wasn't the final rankings, but let me go find the final.
Rankings. Damn. We'll still shout out to Gino.
Yeah. Oh, well, never mind. They just only have the people in the playoffs. But anywho, so let's go ahead and go through these Hall of Fame lists, and so we can move along. So the Hall of Fame selections, players only, is Rondé Barber from the that was actually good. Rondé Barber.
I meant to hit him with the kids, but the Vikings horn sound. I was like, ooh, shit, he didn't play for Minnesota, but I like it.
Good. So Rondé Barber, cornerback for the Buccaneers, longtime guy. Darrelle Revis, aka Revis Island. Offensive tackle Iron Man, Joe Thomas. I don't think he ever missed a game his career, if I'm not mistaken. And Zach Thomas, short man. Not when he was a short linebacker. I looked up to him because I was a short linebacker. All right, I know.
When you said, I was like, "There's a lot more about Zach Thomas we could talk about," but shout out to the Red Raider.
And I have to tell him, like Texas Tech always specialized. Well, Texas is specialized in short linebackers. Yeah, Dat Win.
Yeah, Texas specializes in football.
Yeah, wow. Dexter Coakley. When he was playing for the Cowboys back in the day. But yes, you had Zach Thomas, man. A huge inspiration whenever I was playing football, man. Happy to see him go in.
Let's go.
Linebackers is bigger in Texas.
Let's go.
Yeah, look, let me tell you something, dog. Like he was 5'10". I was like 5'8" in high school at the time, and I hit maybe a 1-inch growth spurt. But that was my guy. That was the dude I looked for.
How far down that list before we get to Andre Johnson?
Man, we probably gonna have to wait. we wait.
But you know who we're not gonna have to wait for? Go ahead and let them know the next on that list.
DeMarcus Ware, man.
Yes,
now
sir.
This is funny. Okay, so when DeMarcus Ware got his bid in, now everybody seen the video with him and Jerry. And Jerry, everybody knows Jerry loves his players. Jerry had this motherfucker crying and shit. So I like to look at these videos on Instagram and shit like that. But the one thing I love to do, Russ and Chris, is to go into the comment section. Can you believe there are Buffalo fans trying to claim DeMarcus Ware as their own? They were like, yes, they're trying to claim.
If you do one hit with the Mafia, you in the family for life. Them niggas, cup of coffee or not. He's a cowboy.
What's the rationale behind this theory?
So whenever he played, he won a ring with Denver. Whenever Peyton Manning was there, and he only played there like 3 years.
Like 3 years, but that defense was crazy.
Yes,
that defense was crazy.
Yeah, yes. Now they said DeMarcus Ware, Broncos legend, Broncos all-time great.
I mean,
he's all-time great.
In the mud for this.
I mean, they did. Remember, I'm not gonna lie. Remember, they did win. They did.
Now, Russ, fight for your shit. Don't let him do this, Russ.
No. I'm gonna say this. When it comes to the Hall of Fame, I'll give a player credit if he wants to go take in the team that he won his ring with. But I will say this though. He did that team that won the Super Bowl. That was the year that Peyton Manning was all fucked up and couldn't really throw, and that was when him and Von Miller was coming off the edge, fucking people up left and right. And you didn't have Chris Harris was playing DB. Like they had a couple. I think it was when it was young Justin Simmons. Was Justin Simmons on that team? Was he younger? I think he was. But anyways, that defense was crazy nice. So but he's a Cowboy. I mean, that's why they had Jerry do it. Like he a Cowboy. We know what it is. We can't get our shit right here, but you know what I'm saying? So, we know that you have fun with us and you will always come back, but go over there and be happy with him.
That sounds like some breakup shit. Yeah. Some breakup shit. He say, you can go over there.
Look, Jerry didn't give a fuck. Jerry was like, look where you are right now. You came back. Yeah. You came back. And you crying in my arms.
At the end of the day, gotcha, bitch. Jerry Jones, dog. Gotta give him his fucking number. Look, when Jerry died, man, you know what? I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna say that. You heard it here first.
I mean, you can't have a lead.
I'm not finna get into that. That's just morbid. What? When Jerry died, we'll miss him? I'm not. Jerry ain't gonna do you like that.
Hey man,
Don Correll. He's a coach. That's the next person.
All right, so look. Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Darrelle Revis, though. Let's just say as being, I believe he's the youngest on this list. Yeah. Second only to probably Deion Sanders. Am I going too far? Second best corner ever that we have seen. Played the game.
I think he's the youngest.
No. I said he's the youngest on this list of Hall of Famers here, I believe.
But if we're talking about best,
no, I'm saying just add that on. He's a first ballot, is he not?
Yeah, I mean,
he's the first
top corners all time.
Yeah,
I think he's second only to Prime. Who is a better cornerback than Darrelle Revis? I'm not talking about more flashy or more loved. Everybody loved Champ Bailey. We love you. You're not better than Darrelle Revis. Darryl Green's not better than Darrelle Revis. He's faster, but he's not better than Darrelle Revis. I mean, we can go to who am I missing? Rondé Barber's on this list. He wasn't better than Darrelle Revis.
I mean, he played his whole career in the Cover 2 and Tampa 2.
It's gonna take you a while, and you might have to go back to the time when you can mob a motherfucker on the sidelines because there's not one. Ty Law not better than Darrelle Revis. Is he? He not. That's third to me. Yeah. Ty Law number 3 to me.
Well, the thing is this: we'll have to go through a list, but we ain't got the time to go through the list.
We don't. But I'm just saying, for all y'all out there in the comments, tell me who better than Darrelle Revis besides Deion Sanders. I'll wait.
All right.
When you hit the comments, though, also hit the like and subscribe, and hit that bell, so anytime we do some shit, you can get the notification.
Right, so while y'all typing that shit out, let's go ahead. We're gonna move on to the next subject. We're gonna stick with the Denver Broncos. We were just talking about them and their Super Bowl, their Super Bowl pass with DeMarcus Ware. But let's talk about the present. They have Russell Wilson and now head coach.
You're not gonna do the Super Bowl first?
Oh shit, we did pass up the Super Bowl. Damn, my bad, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I got some shit to say. First and foremost, my bad. I'll just go ahead and get it off the chest. Fuck all that crying shit, please. Fuck Eagles fans, people in the stands, everybody. I don't give a fuck. Y'all could disagree. Stop all this crying shit about a motherfucking call that a motherfucker admitted that he did. Stop all that crying shit. I'm tired of this shit. Like, I am sick and tired of people saying the ref shouldn't have made that call. And then when I say, well, did he hold? Yeah. Did the guy admit to holding? Yeah. Should he have done it? No. Then what you talking about? What you wanted to see?
Still shouldn't have made that call.
Man, fuck that. Fuck that, Chris. You can't. Yes. You know what? You do make the call. And then you look at Bradbury and say, why would you ruin the game? Not referee. Why don't you not do your job for this one time so that we can get what we want as fans? Fuck all that.
Is the NFL a business?
Go grab him.
Is the NFL a business?
Yeah. Is the Chiefs business?
Okay.
Yeah. It's to win Super Bowl.
The NFL is a business. Can you call holding on every play?
That doesn't matter.
Yes.
No, that does not matter. That is a false equivalency to say if you can
call in that situation. Unless he tackles him and it's grotesque, you cannot make that call.
You absolutely can make the call.
Is detrimental to your brand and to the Shield. You cannot.
No, it's not. No, it's not. All it is making a bunch of people that wanted the game to end a certain way. They just and all it was I would have got a chance to see if Jalen Hurts could have fucking done it. I don't give a fuck. And yes, I don't like the Eagles, but I like Jalen Hurts too. But I don't give a fuck about what I want. I wanted that too, Chris. I would have loved to see that field goal go in and Jalen Hurts have 1:30 to drive his team down to see if he could do it. But you know what happened? Mr. Bradbury fouled the guy. I would hate to be playing a basketball game or see a basketball game being played and Steph Curry get tackled and them not call it and look at the stands and say, we're going to swallow the whistle. Like we can't let the foul go. He fouled him.
I'll give you a perfect example why this is an issue for me. It's not so much the situation as it is, once again, the NFL lacks consistency from start to finish in the game. There was a play in the second quarter or whatever. I've actually seen it referenced on social media where an Eagles player came and it was 3rd and 8 or something like that. And he was there early. He hit the Chiefs player and broke up the pass. I think there should have been a flag there. They didn't call a flag. And I said right there at our little Super Bowl party that I won't get into, that was a fucking nightmare. I said, listen, if you're not going to call that, that's fine. But call that consistently throughout the game then. Let them play. Let them know that there's going to be bumping and there's going to be hitting today. And then you call a complete opposite ticky-tack penalty in the most critical moment of the game. If they've been calling ticky-tack penalties all game long, throw that flag. I'm with you. Boom. You earned it. You deserved it. But they were letting them play. They were letting them play the whole game, and then they called ticky-tack.
Okay, ask me this. Did they let them play when they picked up that fumble? Did they let him play when they picked up that fumble? That was total. Okay, so if he catches that ball in the end zone, takes those 2 steps and gets hit, they are not calling that a touchdown?
The NFL's freaking arbitrary decisions on where it is in the field doesn't change the fact that dude did not make a football.
Yes, it does. If he's in the end zone, and he catches that ball and that same hit happens, he's getting a fucking touchdown. If it happens right there and he gets hit, that ball comes out.
It wouldn't be ruled a fumble, but it'd be ruled incomplete. And here's why. Because he didn't complete the catch to the ground, which is what they say has to happen.
No, that's not what you have to do. You have to complete it to the ground unless the ground causes the ball to move. That's when that rule applies. Chris, real talk. Yes, it is. If you look it up, that rule going to the ground only applies if you are actually going to the ground and hit the ground. If you catch the ball up here, it is all dependent on if you make a football move, and a football move is dependent on if you can make
you're making a nonsensical argument.
Defend yourself.
The league itself is not consistent on this issue. This is everybody's problem. Is the league itself is not consistent on.
Okay. So that's my bigger. This is my bigger, broader point though. So if we can agree, because that's a true statement. If the league is going to be inconsistent across the board, and this is what Bradbury said himself. And I'm not just going to talk about the fact that he said he did it. He said, I thought that they wouldn't call it. So if they had been inconsistent in not calling it the entire game, why the fuck would you think they would be consistent about not calling it at the end?
Because of the situation it was in.
It doesn't matter the situation. Don't fucking hold him. Just don't do it. What did he say at the end of the sentence? What is this that he said at the end of the Bengals game? Don't touch the quarterback. And we all fucking agreed. You shouldn't touch him. And some people said, well, what if you can't tell? And I was like, you fuck out of here. You can tell. Bradbury knew what he was doing. And he said, I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. And when he's man enough to say that, I can look at everybody else and say,
I don't want my ref making that call. It's bad for business. It puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth that walked out of that Super Bowl. It becomes the entire narrative.
I'll give you this
story. Don't make that call.
Y'all want to argue if it is a call that made the game worse off. I am not arguing that. I am arguing the fact that it is a call that should have been made and Bradbury fucked up and we have to live with it.
And that call and that's it. Every single play.
And you can't ask for 100% consistency when you're mad about the call that changes the outcome of a game that you want to see.
I can ask for
like, what is that?
If he's touching them downfield before the ball's out, it's a penalty. I can ask for consistency on that. If you're calling it, you're calling it. If you're not, you're not.
They weren't not calling shit the entire game though. Like, calls get missed, yes, but they were not just not calling shit the entire game. And if you want to argue on one side, I can argue on the other that was a fucking fumble. And we can both go back and forth, but if that's a fumble, the game's over anyway. So if they're inconsistent on that, and you want to say they're inconsistent in the end, then Bradbury don't hold, and you don't have no problem with the inconsistency.
Let me ask you this question then. Forget about the NFL rules. Forget about the league, how it all does it. And it sounds like one of you guys got the show on in the background because I hear myself.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Losing my train of thought there. Let me ask you this. Forget all the rules, all that, just two dudes that love and play football. Do you think that catch and drop should have been a fumble?
Yes.
You want
I thought
that kind of play called as a fumble for across the board, whether it's your team or the other team. You want that bang bang.
But listen, to me, it's not about. This is why I like college football. It's not about what I want. It's about what I think is. Now, if you ask me, Russell, do you want that to be a fumble? No, because it's a close game, and I want the game to continue and me to enjoy it,
regardless of the circumstances.
But as just
straight up that play, whether it's happening to your team or against your team. How do you want that called both ways?
It's a fumble and a scoop and score. The dude, because to me, it's like this. If he catches that ball, if you catch a ball and you turn and you make steps and you're able to turn and face the defense and they hit you, how long do you have to drop a ball, bro?
He didn't do any of those things. He was turning as he caught the ball. As he caught it, his 2 feet landed. He never made a single move, action, or anything with the ball. As soon as he secured it, he was hit and it was out. It was
in 2005. Is that a fumble or is that a catch or is that an incomplete pass in 2005? Boogie, I'll ask you.
Is that a replay year or a non-replay year?
Don't matter. Boogie, in 2005, is that a fumble?
I'll say this. I'm gonna be real. Like, I think it was a fumble. No. We're talking about the past Super Bowl. Is this the Goddard catch?
No, not the Goddard catch. When it was the controversial call when Sanders caught it, and he caught it, he turned and got blasted. And when he caught it, turned, got blasted, the ball came out.
Okay, yeah. Now the Goddard catch was the one he was fumbling. He didn't have full possession. With the Sanders, to me, I can't give that a fumble. I can't call that a fumble. Like, you catch it, you get popped, it pops out. His feet touch. Did his feet touch the ground?
Yes. As he was, and
he turned. Okay, so Chris, here's where I draw the line between I understand where it's fucked up, but it's also a part of the game. As a defender, if you catch the ball and you're able to turn towards me and get ready to,
he wasn't turning after the catch. And here's the thing:
he had to get parallel to the defense to get hit like that.
If you look at it in slow motion, it 100% looks like it should be a fumble. If you watch the play in real time, there's no way in hell that should be a fumble.
But if you watch it in slow motion, that confirms what your eyes tell you in real time.
I will tell you where the Super Bowl was actually lost, though, and it wasn't in any of these relative ref plays that can be debated back and forth. I freaking harp on McDermott nonstop. You guys all hear it, all of that. I really like Sirianni. But Sirianni did exactly what McDermott does, and it's why I have no confidence in any of these coaches, because they've all got big giant balls in the first half when there's lots of game to play. But then when it gets to the second half and same circumstances, same situations, all of a sudden they all revert back to their traditional cowardly form. And what I'm talking about specifically, through the entire first half, Sirianni was aggressive on fourth downs in the Kansas City Chiefs end of the field, even to the point that the commentators were talking about it. They're like, listen, you can tell when Sirianni's going to go for it because they run on third down and they're calling plays knowing that they're going to call plays on fourth down. Boom. Makes tons of sense. Good analytical point of view. He's being aggressive. They even got a touchdown that put them out into a 2-score lead because he was aggressive in those fourth down situations. What happens in, I think it was middle of the third quarter or very early in the fourth quarter. They're inside the 30 of the Chiefs. They're driving again. They get 3rd and 6. They run the ball, implying that they're probably going to go for it on 4th down. The run gets stopped for 1 gain. It's 4th and 5. Same exact 4th and 5 situation in the same exact spot in the field it was earlier when they went for it, converted it, and got a touchdown. They kicked the field goal, and right from then on, you knew the Chiefs were coming back and winning. It was a gutless field goal. They didn't stick with their aggression that got them the lead and was keeping them in the lead. They got conservative. They pulled in the restraints, and they tightened up, and it cost them the game. This is exactly what Sean McDermott does when he plays the Chiefs. I've seen it.
I'm gonna go, and that's a good point, and that's one part. But I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna say that and I think he did make a football move, but we can agree to disagree because it was a very close call. I'm gonna say that the point where the game turned for me, and people could say, "Damn, Russ, that's way too early." When Jalen Hurts made that fumble and Bolden picked it up and returned it for a touchdown, I literally screamed out loud, "That's the play!" Well, I screamed that twice. There's another play, that punt return by Tony. That's the next time I scream. That's the play. But when Jalen Hurts fumbled that ball, that tells you so many things about the game, because he never makes those types of mistakes. For him to make that type of mistake, it to be broken open, it reminded me a lot, and it wasn't the distance, but it reminded me a whole lot of, remember was that the James Harrison touchdown with the Steelers? Oh. Whenever it looked like the game was and then that amazing fucking play happened. And from that point on, even though the Cardinals fought and even though the Eagles fought, you knew, nah, man, the Chiefs are on some other shit.
I got to say this.
And Isaiah Pacheco, give this man his flowers, because you run 4.3 speed, but you also have that Marion Barber the Barbarian in you. Jesus, that shit was beautiful.
I'm going to say this. It's not the fumble. The fumble, that is one of the worst takes I've heard, because and this is what I seen. You went back and you retained the lead. You went ahead, you had the lead after that fumble, so that means that you responded.
It was just a fluke play. They were dominating the game before and after that play.
And even despite that fumble, they were still playing their brand of football. I gotta go and I gotta confer with Chris on this. Whenever they got away from what brought them to the dance, that is what did them in. Now, another thing that didn't help, but one thing that I don't like was people saying it was the field. It was the field.
I got something totally other to talk about the field.
Both teams.
We can get into the field. But we can get into the field because
let's talk about the field, because both teams had to play on that field.
Yes,
they were all slim.
Both teams had to play on that field. Now, I understand what Philadelphia is upset about, because their biggest weapon on defense was their pass rush, and that was the thing that they had to stifle Pat Mahomes. They could not get that shit going. But hey, nigga, that's football. You adjust.
No, okay, all right. At that point, that's when I sit there and say, that's when I will say, were the Eagles not this juggernaut? Correct? Everybody, the money picked the Eagles, the announcers picked the Eagles, the fucking analysts picked the Eagles. Everybody except for I didn't, and I don't know if you picked them, Boogie, but
I picked the Eagles because of the.
Okay, everybody, a lot of people picked the Eagles. That play with that fumble showed the chink in the armor. That play with that fumble let the Chiefs know, oh shit, it bleeds. It bleeds. Cut this motherfucker. And they went to jacka until then. That's when I said the punt return was the one that let me know this shit's done.
Because you can't tell me there's a single thing in the first half of that game that helped the Chiefs win, because it was a complete second half performance that helped them win. They got dominated in the first half, and they got lucky.
Okay, why do you think they believe Why do you think they believe they can still come back and do it? Because they knew that
and they've done it before.
Well, no, that and the fact that they actually seen it with their own eyes. This juggernaut of a team that everybody picked, that's got all these, that's got these receivers, that's got this quarterback, that's got this defense.
Nobody picked them.
They were able to fucking. They made a mistake. We didn't cause, as the Chiefs, we didn't cause that mistake. They fucked up. Oh my God, it's normal. It makes mistakes, and then chip, a death by 1,000 cuts, and by the end of the game, like they said, the Chiefs said, just keep playing our game plan. You're not confident in going into a locker room saying, let's just keep playing our game plan, unless you see something that lets you say, like, nah, like they look that part, but they can be broken.
They gave Mahomes in the locker room.
Oh shit, he probably got an IV.
You guys haven't heard about this?
Tetrasol. What is that shit called?
There's rumors all over Twitter that the NFL is investigating Mahomes for taking PEDs at halftime.
But they gave some perks.
Percocet. You want Percocet?
I don't know, but
I mean, no, but what they give Aaron Rodgers? They gave him what, Trumadol? What's that shit? Trumadol? Like they got that shit where you can't feel anything. Like, so I mean, and you're gonna be high as shit if you take some shit like that. So like, especially orally. So pause, but Boogie, I want to get to this though real quick. Like the field. I just want to say this to everybody that's talking about the field, and and y'all know me, I'm not the conspiracy theorist guy, but for once I am, because I watch fucking soccer, Premier League soccer. Premier League soccer teams use all grass fields all the fucking time, and it looks beautiful. And soccer players are moving out on that field like fucking basketball players are moving. So don't tell me about the change of direction. The shit is crazy. The NFL did the stupidest shit ever. A couple things. Number one, how is the guy in charge of the fucking grass 94 years old? And when I tell you what his decision that he made was, you'll realize why, oh shit, that's something a 94-year-old nigga would take, because he fucking doesn't know. So you're going to go grow this grass for 2 years in Arizona and make sure it's pristine and grown and right. And you want to have grass. And for those that don't know, and those that already do, you already know you want to have players playing on grass, because grass chunks up and grass gives. And when the grass gives, that's saving an ACL. That's saving a leg. That's saving an injury. Every game should be played on grass. But to the 94-year-old guy in the NFL as a whole, why would you let him dump a metric ton of fucking paint on natural fucking grass that you're going to use for the Super Bowl? Now, if that shit wasn't done on purpose, then fire that old nigga and fire his assistant. That has got you basically put a slick-ass coating over a natural substance. And then with the coating, prevented its ability to absorb water fast. I'm not saying guys, but right. People, let's go Bill Nye Science guy. Hey, the substance in paint is thicker. The water can't go through it, and so it can't absorb it to the ground. So therefore, when they start the game, the water is just what? Sitting on top of the ground, creating a water fucking slide. I fucking fix logos for a company doing podcasts, and I can figure that out. If the guy that's running grass in the NFL can't figure it out, you're fucking stupid. You need to get the fuck that. The field being fucked up was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. If that shit was not on purpose, someone got to explain to me how the fuck you put someone in charge that would make those decisions. Because if you look over the pond and look at the Premier League, Liverpool, Manchester United, whatever the fuck the name is, all them teams over there, Chelsea, they play on natural grass. It's watered all the fucking time, and they have no fucking problem. So don't tell me that we can't play fucking football on natural grass in the USA, because I'm not going to fucking believe it, because I'm watching that shit every other fucking weekend or every weekend in the PFL.
That's great, but who are the chefs?
The who?
Who's the chefs?
Oh, you mean that commercial from back in the day when he did that whole field, and he was like, "Your field looks great,
but who are the chefs?" Great.
And the guy looks at it, it's like, "Oh,
great."
Before he,
that's like one of the original Snickers commercials.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gonna be a while.
Yep. Yeah.
Gonna be a while. Yeah. And you know what? The funny thing about it too is when the game started, I was like watching the game, and I told the people I was watching it with, I was like, the field looks like either they mowed it uneven or it's painted. It's weird. And then when they said we painted it, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like the end zone, I get. You paint the end zone, I get that. But the amount of paint that I read that they put on this bitch, like, nah, bro. Like, no, bro. Like, yes, that's a perfect example, Chris. You fucking lacquered a football field. You lacquered a football field, and when the player said, it's slick out here, y'all motherfuckers said, what? like, nah, man. NFL, you are shit for that one. And I do think it's because I think the NFL has been fighting this and is gonna fight it. They don't want to go to natural surface because it's more expensive to maintain a grass field than it is to just put some turf and some rubber shit on the bottom. But grass is just better. Like grass is better for a regular person walking down the street.
That specific stadium was designed for a grass field. The fucking field rolls all the way outside, for Christ's sake.
Yes, and yes, Chris. The field rolls outside to get natural sunlight, so it can be the best it can be, and then you dump paint on it. It's fucking stupid.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's move along. Get to our next subject because we still kind of dragging ass here. We got Russell Wilson in Denver with his new head coach, Sean Payton. But the question I want to ask you guys is, can Sean Payton, who is a renowned and respected head coach, known for his offensive guru-ness and his ability to get the most out of his quarterbacks, can he fix whatever is wrong with Russell Wilson?
You want to go first, Chris?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm brief on this. I think I think it's an either-or question. If Russell Wilson's issues are specifically schematics, which is entirely possible with a jackass like Nathaniel Hackett as your coordinator or coach,
Thank you.
Then yeah, it's totally fixable. However, if the issues run deeper to the point that it's a locker room / respect issue, and Russell doesn't have the years of winning a Super Bowl to fall back on for the team, and hey, I won the Super Bowls for this franchise, you guys got to respect me, like he had with Seattle, where they were almost obligated to respect him, and he's starting over from scratch with this locker room. If that plays a part into it at all, I don't think it's going to work.
That's good. That's actually real good, Chris. I have that kind of feeling, but a little bit broader. I think that Russell Wilson, I think that Nathaniel Hackett was overwhelmed by his position, without me being disrespectful to his craft.
Real quick, there's nobody in the NFL that's ever failed upwards faster and worse than Nathaniel Hackett. This dude's been a bum since he was Doug Marone's offensive coordinator in Buffalo.
I got one guy.
And just kept going up.
I got one guy. No one has failed upward more so than Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury has failed upward most than any human in the entire existence of the entirety of life. That man had a losing record with Pat Mahomes and became the head coach of a team that got Kyler Murray, and he got to draft him. And then he lost a bunch of games with them. And then he went to go overseas to take a vacation in a nice place. And now he's about to be someone else's offensive coordinator.
OC.
Who's hired him?
Nobody yet. But
I forget, but he's a hot topic. They're calling him. I'm just like, he's failed upward more than anybody. If please let me, if I could ever fail like anybody, let it be like Cliff Kingsbury, because he fails and makes more money. The shit is ridiculous. I have no idea how he does it, but he's a magician with that shit. But no, I think that Russell Wilson needs a coach that knows what he's doing. I'm very interested in seeing, because me personally, as a fan and just as the person that watches football, like I want to see how Russell Wilson responds. I think that having a coach that knows what he's doing is going to do a lot. I think having a coach that's going to put a little bit of discipline, because he's got a coach in there that can look at him and say, yeah, you won, but so did I. And I beat Peyton Manning, and you did too, but your coach has been proven to, you know what I'm saying, have led you all the way. Listen to me. I'll lead us to greatness. So I think he can fix him, but I don't necessarily think that he needs fixing. I just think that he needs competence in the coaching. But we'll find out, though, because I could be wrong. If he's falling off, this will let us know. Because one thing I found very interesting is that the moment that, well, he's been quiet since the losing season, but he's been real quiet since Sean Payton showed up. And I think Sean Payton sitting there saying that it's just going to be us and the team in the room lets you know that the pecking order goes Sean Payton's decisions, Sean Payton's decisions after that. So it's plan B's, then it's plan C's, and then Russell Wilson is a thought. Because if Russell Wilson has a bad season this year, like he's going to find a way to maneuver around him. Like he's going to find a way to maneuver around him. But I just don't think that Sean Payton would have took this job if he didn't think that he could win with Russell Wilson. I just don't think he would have. I think Sean Payton looked at all the film and said, nah, Nathaniel Hackett's a jackass. Like, I could do this. Like Pete Carroll did, I could do this. Like, not even like Pete Carroll's a not good coach, because Pete Carroll has shown he's a great coach with Geno too. But like, I imagine like Sean Payton sitting there like, y'all gave up on Drew Brees before I got him. You know what I'm saying? So It's gonna be interesting, but I think that they'll do good things. I don't fear the future for the Broncos. I think good things are in their future.
All right. Ultimately, man, look, I'm just gonna say this. This, Russell Wilson's shitty play has, it's been a blessing. Put the Saints back in the first round. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart and all the Saints Nation. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So let's go ahead and let's get to our end of the year report card we have here. So we're going to take our respective teams and give them a letter grade as if they had a report card, and we would give a thought or a change that we would make for this upcoming season addition that we would like to see addressed, or person, player, coach, whatever. I know Chris, his wish list is getting Sean McDermott out of there, but let's go ahead and
bury him in the backyard.
Let's start with Chris, man. How would you grade the Buffalo Bills season?
Emotionally or intellectually?
Give us both, brother. Give us both.
You on the couch, my man. You on the couch. Let it out.
Emotionally, I'd give it a D, but officially, I'd give it a B. And obviously, the elephant in the room is I don't think they've got the right leadership to take them over the hump. And everybody wants to focus on this year and all the extenuating circumstances and off the field drama and all this, that, and the other thing that they want to use as excuses. And that'd be fine if this was their first go at it with the team, the being a front runner, all of this stuff. But time goes by fast, and this was McDermott's fifth fucking playoff loss. 5. It wasn't that long ago that this team hadn't been in the playoffs in 20 years. And now they've had 5 losses. And the problem with me is the reason they lost the first one is the same reason they lost the 5th one. It was gutless coaching. It was poor performance by a team that didn't look prepared to be on the field. And it was a team that cowered down the stretch and didn't stay aggressive when it mattered most, even though they acted like heroes in the first quarter with their aggressive decisions and calling. Nothing has changed in those 6 years. So what's changing next year? The salary cap is tighter. They've got a lot of people to make decisions on. They've got a lot of pending free agents. They've got a lot of guys that didn't really deliver on where they were drafted, but now need to be re-signed or considered moving on from.
Who are those guys?
Ed Oliver is at the top.
I knew it. I was like, I knew it.
He's at the top of that list. Tremaine Edmonds is at the top of that list, and I'll tell you another one. You want to know who I'd move sooner than later, and everyone's going to lose their fucking mind over this. I love
Tremaine Edmonds at the Cowboys. Go ahead.
Trey White. He is not even remotely close to the same player, and more to the point, he was gone for a season and a half. And statistically, their defense was no different with him than without him. They choked with him. They choked without him. And they both put up performances where it looks statistically, they look like a strong defense. So there's no better season that Trey White's going to have than what he has now. It's all downhill for him. I loved him as a player. I love him as a person. But if you're ever going to get any value from him that's higher than what it's going to be next season, you got to move him now. Because somebody's going to say, he's still Trey White. He's just recovering from the injury, and they'll overpay for him. But when he comes back and plays a full season after the injury next year, and he's still a mediocre corner, you're never getting Trey White value for him again.
You know what?
One more, Chris. One to the dome?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he did.
What you say on BMF? I love you. I love you too, bro.
But yeah, if I could make one change, from this season to next season and everything else had to stay the same, it would 100% be the coaching staff.
Oh yeah, I already knew that was coming.
That's that good team syndrome when your team's good but they can't get over the hump. So the only thing you can, it's got. And I agree with you because I've been there. We just didn't change the coach. Jason Garrett got like 5 more years.
The only city in the country that would accept this type of freaking inadequacy and incompetence and cheer for it and make excuses for it and be angry they didn't win Coach of the Year for it. They were
I got a city in mind.
They were the consensus Super Bowl favorite.
That might accept
every single publication, every single network, every single analyst, the Bills were everybody's choice.
Yeah.
and they completely freaking shit the bed.
And that first game they came out and played like made you even think like, oh shit. Like there was times in the season like, oh damn, they are. I'm a good grades, good grades. I'm gonna go with I'm my emotional. I like that. We're gonna add that to the thing, the emotional grade and the intellectual grade. I like that, Chris. That's now been added. So my E is a D. It's a D. Like that's emotional. For those maybe just tuning in, my emotional response is a D, just because that shit hurt, bro. Like y'all got to do better than that, Dak. You got to show up better than that. But that's the fan perspective. Now, just as me watching some football and the Dallas Cowboys as a team, I give them a B plus actually. After looking at everything, you did make it to the second round of the playoffs. You had an offensive coordinator that consistently was trying to put a square peg in a round hole, or a round peg in a square hole, if you like it that way. Pause. I just consistently saw that happening. The hook routes, the interceptions. For the Cowboys, you had a great pass rush, a really good defense. The corners got hurt, but before they got hurt, they were showing naked ass. It was really, really dope. So I'll give them a B plus. I do think that in free agency, they need to amass as much talent as possible, because I think at this moment in time right now, we're looking at a team that they didn't lose because of a scheme. They didn't lose because of, the coach doing something wrong. In fact, I think that Mike McCarthy started calling more plays during the playoffs. I definitely think that Mike McCarthy called that touchdown with Dak on the bootleg against Tampa Bay. Definitely think he called that, because that looked exactly like Aaron Rodgers in 2009. Or 2010, but
I can't wait to show you these freaking McCarthy clips in 3-4 years from now.
I mean, we can. I don't think he's just this super genius. If I thought he was a super genius, then I'd be comfortable like San Francisco's comfortable. They had to lose 4 quarterbacks to lose. You know what I'm saying? Because their coach is a fucking genius. We have a very good coach. We have a very good team. But on offense, we need to add a bunch of weapons. I'd love to see us add some defensive, weapons, but the defense played at a championship level. I just think that we need to amass as much talent as possible on offense. As far as one of the main things for me, and I know, a receiver is going to be nice, and D-Hop, come on down. Odell, if you're healthy, come on down. I think we should draft Cedric Tillman. We'll get into that just because he fits the Jordy Nelson build. I think the Cowboys need to just accept the fact that Dak likes to throw to tight ends, and instead of us getting a bunch of tight ends that might be, we need to go for a mega human super guy tight end that's just going to be ridiculous out there.
I think the Cowboys are stacked with tight ends.
Yeah, that's my point. There's a guy from Georgia coming out that I really like that's available. Yes. I think he is a must. If you're going, and the addition and I love the addition of Schottenheimer, because even though most people are like, what the fuck, when Schottenheimer was at his best, and what we need him to do is minimize turnovers and put our quarterback in some sort of motion, let him use his athleticism. He did that very well. But yeah, give the Cowboys a B plus. And next year, I'm for sure going to be saying they need NFC Championship, maybe championship, depending on what else they do in the offseason.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get to our next segment. We're going to go with our either or, and it is my boy Russ.
All right, so for today, for the either or, the NBA is starting to ramp up. You already know this is like the last couple laps at Daytona, where they wave that flag and everybody puts the pedal to the metal and gun it. So the either or is going to involve 2 guys going for the MVP. They are centers, and with center being the lost art, I want to give them their flowers. Would you rather have Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid? Put it in the comments in the section. Let us know who you think you would rather have, or not who you would rather have on your team. And remember this, guys, as always, you ain't got a coach, you ain't got no teammates, you ain't got no A's, you ain't got no B's. All you got is a pick, and the guy after you gets to pick the guy you don't choose. Do you want Nikola Jokic or do you want Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid, crotch shot.
Chris, would you like to dabble? No.
Taking Jokic because he's white. My marketing department will love it.
You know what? That being the answer, I feel so bad about my answer now. I feel like I'm like Russell, you're working with a man. I got Jokic just because he's already shown me he doesn't need the athleticism that you would believe most need to be able to be at the top of the game and the top of your position. He's a leader. He's the only center I've ever seen that play point center, meaning he initiated his offense at times. He found the open players. He can assist. He can score. He can shoot. He can rebound. Only thing he's lacking in is in defense, and I'll give Embiid some credit in that regard because Embiid is a hell of a defender. But if I can't pick anybody else, I got one pick. You need me to pick somebody in real life, not 2K. Then give me the Joker over them. But if you have some other comments, put them in the section below where you type the same thing I just said before that.
All right. Boom. All right. So sticking with the NBA, the trade deadline just passed, and if you missed it, that motherfucker was a heater. I'm talking about banger after banger.
Gas.
Banger.
Gas.
Banger. Yeah,
gas.
It was a lot of gas happening on that trade deadline. A lot of people were moved. Obviously Kyrie, but the big name was KD getting
No. The big name was Kyrie. And then KD got traded.
Yeah. Then KD went to the Suns. All right, man.
We don't care about the score right now.
West definitely got a lot more interesting, man.
Boy, John, how you feeling? I'm good in the West. Are you?
Are you?
That shit went from Beverly Hills to Compton real quick. My man said, "This nice out here." So he said, "What up, nigga? Hey, run them pockets." Oh shit!
Hey, nigga, where are you from?
There's some real gangsters out here. Yeah, nigga. Where your mama stay? What he say to Kendrick? I need to know where your mama stay. Where your grandmama stay. You know what? Matter of fact, get out the car, homie. Yeah. Get out the car, cause we know you not tough. We saw that picture with you, your daddy, your mom, and your little bro or your little sister.
Gangsters in the house, though. Gangsters.
Oh shit! They got Ja looking like Baby Boy in a minute. Bust! And they're gonna be in the playoffs. Bust!
Man, like okay, so Russ, all right. So since Chris is not a basketball guy, he said,
hey, no, I ain't. You know, y'all with y'all. Those out there watching, now's the time to flood this motherfucker with as many comments as you can, because we will talk about that shit.
I've got a relevant question though, related to the trade deadline. Once the window provides itself.
No, I was just saying that a lot of moves have been made, but no, I was just really about to open it up for you guys.
All right, well, let me ask this question then. Yeah. Does the end of the Brooklyn Nets mark the end of the super team era?
No.
I don't think it marks the end of the super team era per se. I think it marks the end of trying to force a super team.
It marks the beginning of the start of the Houston Rockets dynasty and domination when it comes to the draft. We own their draft picks for the next 4 years.
I'm gonna let you have this moment. Take
Russ,
it.
Thank you.
Take it.
As a Houston Rockets fan, we don't have much of a highlight, but this is it. Okay, all right.
You got it.
Their future is ours.
Y'all do have all their picks. Can I say this though about the Nets? This is the second time in the history of the Brooklyn Nets franchise that they have traded their picks to another franchise, and that shit has gone full circle, and they have ended up with a player that they had before. Yeah. But and the deal ended up worse. The Brooklyn Nets, I don't know. I'll say this. I already said what I had to say about Josiah and that whole situation. I'll jump forward to watching the Mavericks play. Let's just go forward to that. Of course, that's my squad, so we'll cover them first. Kyrie, Luka, it's going to take some time for them to get used to each other because you got a guy that's very ball dominant, and you have another guy that needs the ball to score, and they're playing on a team that just got rid of probably their two best defenders. So, one's their best defender, and the other's their second best perimeter player. So Dinwiddie, love you. That's not really the loss. We're going to really hurt without Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, not Spencer Dinwiddie, but without Dorian Finney-Smith. But overall, I really like the trade. I just think that it's going to take some time for the Mavericks to adjust with this new set. And having a guy like Kyrie on the team. The offensive explosion, I don't know if you haven't watched the last couple games, the offensive explosion is very present. looks very good, but defense is something that needs to be worked on again, and they're just going to have to get used to each other. The evidence of that is, of course, what we've seen all on TV. They couldn't get a shot off, passing it back and forth from each other. But it's also in that very same game and games before, you can't really keep that team down because the offense is so potent, and we have two guys that can literally isolate and get it done. You can't stop them. So love that. Lakers, I think that the Lakers did a very good job getting Roy Hachimura. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but getting him on the squad from Washington and an expiring contract gives you some length, some height, player that should be able to play some defense and give you some buckets when Anthony Davis and LeBron aren't scoring. Of course, all this hinges on if Anthony Davis is going to be healthy enough to play, the full playoffs, make sure he gets it done. We don't know what his health looks like. LeBron is LeBron. He's legendary. I love the trade. I was going to say Mo Bamba's a great one. I was going to get to that, but I was going to say I love the trade with Utah. Not necessarily, I'm not going to slander Russell Westbrook at this moment in time. Wish him the best. Hope he gets where he needs to go and does whatever he wants to do with the rest of his career. As far as the Lakers are concerned, I really like the acquisition of Jared Vanderbilt. I think that what the Lakers have done is in one fateful swoop, they have transferred that team to, top heavy to it's an actual team now. Like they've got guys that you want on the wing shooting. They've got long defensive players. They can actually complete a 4 quarters of basketball, and it looks eloquent in terms of basketball. It's not like it doesn't look like thrown together, and we're just trying to make it happen with 3 good people. Like they really have a makings of a team. Who else we got up in the trade besides the Suns? I'm going to get to them.
The Clippers made some moves, I believe.
The Clippers got Bones. The Clippers got a real good young player. Sorry, Sterling. We know Bones Holland's a guy. That's a good pickup. Fuck it. Let's just get to it. The Suns got KD. Fuck the Suns, number one, because I'm a Mavs fan. KD, you're dope. Chris Paul, you're dope. Booker, you're dope. Aiden, you're dope. You're all NBA players. Y'all are dope. Great trade. You got KD. But in the eyes of the guys that wear this green and blue, in the eyes of the guys that stay on the north side of Texas, like y'all weak and y'all fake. And we feel like we already took y'all heart once and we know what y'all made of. And KD, you just joined the Heartless squad. So it's scary to a lot of people, but on paper it is the parental power, but we are going to have to see what happens when the going gets tough. Because I can tell you right now, the Suns are going to look amazing. I believe so. But when they are a bunch of front runners, but they are a bunch of deadly front runners. So it's kind of like you a front runner, and they like, yeah, but can you get ahead? We got the guy that can get ahead. But I don't know. I'm very interested to see these playoffs and how they shake out in the West. The trade deadline did exactly what it should have done. It added some spice to the league. One trade that may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but I think is very meaningful is the James Wiseman trade. If I'm forgetting any trades, put the most in the comments. We may have forgot some. But the James Wiseman trade from Golden State, I really, 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 really like that trade for both parties. I like Golden State finally realizing that, we got this talent. No matter what anybody else thinks, this talent was supposed to be up here. For what we need at that position, we don't need up here. We need like right here, but he's down here. He's only played 20 games in the NBA. He only played 3 games in college. He's very young and raw. He needs a lot of time on the court. So I'm glad that the Golden State Warriors sent him to a place where that he could actually attempt to flourish. You know what I'm saying? He's going to play with some young guards. He's going to play with some young players. He's going to be able to grow. And they got back what they needed in return, and they ended up getting Gary Payton the second, which is a very valuable asset to their team on the defensive side of the ball. But I just think that sometimes really good teams have high draft picks, and they don't need them. Because with a really high draft pick, you're trying to draft a guy that's going to end up being the star of your team. And if you already have that, then sometimes you just need a Kevon Looney, some guy that's going to do his job. And I think James Wiseman is bigger and better than that. And not to say he's like bigger and better, he don't deserve, but I think the Warriors realize like he's not going to materialize into what we want because this isn't what he need to be. And so now is his time in Detroit to make that happen. I'm not sure if you got any others.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to see who else.
What's the over under?
I mean,
how
others?
Many games KD's going to actually play this season?
I think he's gonna play. He's gonna get out there. I think KD and the Nets. Oh, I don't think KD's gonna get hurt. I think he'll be straight. He's in a warm. Arizona does a really good job of keeping their players healthy.
Calf muscles.
I don't want any bad things to happen to him, Chris. Because if he doesn't get hurt, this is going to be another playoff Western Conference playoffs. That's going to be really dope, really fun to watch. And I think Paul George has already been talking shit about KD moving teams again.
Yeah.
I think. And so, it's going to get and
Chucks in a ski mask.
And and on top of that, like you said, right now it may not be the end of the super team era, but we're getting back to, man, we just got a couple cold guys and we're going to see what we can do against your cold guys, and let's go. And that's when basketball is the best, is when you can look at teams and say, like, one's not overwhelmingly better than the other. Let them get out here on this 94 feet and let's see what materializes. So I love it. I love everything about it. And to Ben Simmons, I was wrong. And yeah, you looking real weak right now. Now you alone.
Mm-hmm.
You really alone, because I'm not there with you. I'm not going down there. Y'all know me. I'm going to say it every time. One thing Mr. Johnson does not do is die on hills. Ben Simmons, I'm stepping off and stepping away. I will no longer defend you. If anybody has anything to say about Ben Simmons,
die on mountains.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Nope, I don't. I will step off a fucking anthill. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
This nigga doesn't buy me Christmas presents. So if you have anything to say to me about Ben Simmons, you were right. I was wrong. And that nigga weak as trash.
All right.
And I meant not weak ass trash out of the ass. Weak ass trash. Because if you think you got to be too cool to hoop, you're stupid. And that's what his problem is. He wants to be cool. And he doesn't want to hoop. Nigga need to listen to Lupe. But that's all I got.
All right, man. So coming up this weekend, we got the All-Star weekend headed up
in Utah.
In Utah, on the 19th of February, the All-Star game will take place.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. So the rosters have been
Shotgun going though, so Shotgun gonna let us know how it was. He going.
Good luck bringing inclusivity to Utah.
All right. So in addition to
that's funny as fuck. Yeah, Sean. When you land in Utah, they gonna look at you.
All right. So
what is that? Have you ever seen Blazing Saddles?
He ain't gonna be the only one out there.
The sheriff's a nigger.
But
what is that? Oh, my bad. All right, go ahead. My bad. Let's go.
But all right, so check it out. The rosters have been named, and the 3-point contestants have been named as well. So
then they got the what you call, my bad, but I was gonna say they got the I'm looking at it right now. It's coming up, but they got the skills challenge too.
Yeah, the skills challenge. I think so. The pool for the Eastern Conference players is Giannis, who's obviously a team captain, who's team captain, Team Giannis. You have Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell. I don't know why. I guess since he.
Yeah, I was like, I guess he has to play with the East, but
yeah, because Brooklyn, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, KD is on the reserves. Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, Julius Randle, and Pascal Siakam completes the Eastern pool.
I love my nigga Pascal.
All right, so for the Western pool, obviously their team captain is LeBron James. In that pool is Luka Doncic, LeBron, Lauri Markkanen.
Shout out to Lauri Markkanen. Let me get that man the kids for the kids, man, the yays. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because that's hard work. You know what I'm saying? The flexible. Yeah. That's hard work. Good shit, Lauri.
Yeah. That's his first All-Star appearance. Now you got the number one gangster Ja Morant coming in with his second All-Star. You have Nikola Jokic, and in the reserves you got Steph, Zion, Anthony Edwards, and De'Aaron Fox, Paul George.
You know what? Flex bomb for De'Aaron Fox. Just keep your head down and keep hooping. Yeah. Just keep your head down and keep hooping.
Your first All-Star appearance, and next you got I think he says his name is Shea now. Is it Shea Julius?
No, you know what we call him.
Yeah, Shy.
I'm gonna give him flex bomb. Shy Glizzy.
Yeah.
So Alexander.
Next, you got Jaren Jackson Jr.
Whoa, whoa,
Damian
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Lillard.
whoa, 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 whoa. We will not just gloss over. Wait a minute. Let me hold up. Shy Glizzy, you get the most flowers, boy. You averaging 30 points per game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and you setting the motherfucking state of Oklahoma on fire.
First off.
All right, now we can move on.
All right. So Jaren Jackson up next. Another first All-Star appearance, all defensive team in 2022. All right, Damian Lillard.
He be fouling though, because he went to Michigan State. Them niggas be fouling. Go ahead.
They play rough out there.
Nigga, rough is an understatement.
Dame time. Speaking of Shea Gillis and Alexandria, they just beat the fuck out of the Rockets, 133-96.
And
Victor Wembanyama in the age.
Yeah. All right, and the last
Could be dipping snails in syrup, nigga. Moving super slow.
All right, so the very last reserve on the West is Dominus Sabonis.
Puma the Yamaha. Stunting like your motherfucking daddy. I love to see it. Hey, nah, shout out to him. Shout out to the Kings, though. Real talk. Being the top 5 team in the West, you went and made that trade last year to get Sabonis. You added him to the team with De'Aaron Fox, and y'all got it cooking. After watching them play the games on back-to-back nights, it was that team's nice. That team's nice. Watch out for De'Aaron. Can't wait to see them in the playoffs. That shit's gonna be crazy.
All right, so
you remember the early 2000s. The Sacramento gets nuts in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
we need more cowbells. Them cowbells gonna come out.
You know what would be a sweet twist for the NBA All-Star game?
What's that, Chris?
What's that?
If each team was allowed to pick one retired All-Star from NBA past to play during the All-Star game.
You know that would be cool, Chris. But none of them old dudes want to play.
But what if you have?
I think
like a Legends game. You have like a Legends game.
Yeah, but not even a Legends game. But just get the old timer out there with the young bucks. Watch them run around.
Oh, you know why? Because all of them would be like, "We're all out here in good fun," and then Michael's ass would come out there and be like, "Nah, we competing." And niggas be like, "God damn, bro, really? No, dude."
You tell me you give Mike or Shaq 5 minutes in a current NBA All-Star game, and it's not going to be huge ratings.
No, it's not until you see him play.
Yeah.
Today go out there. You thought you was about to go see Shaq and MJ, and you go see Shaquille and Michael, and you're like, "Oh damn."
He's like,
shit, these niggas old because they're old. But I think that it'd be dope to see two players that cared, that were traditionally, legends in the game, coach the teams. I think I want to see the
old timer suit up with the young bucks.
And I don't, because someone's gonna pull something. That shit's gonna be terrible. No, but I think that, or I think that we should do. Honestly, I think that if you're gonna, go the route of adding like different type of shit, we should just go to straight up. Fuck it, make it a pickup experience. Like have all those guys we just named, maybe 3 or 4 more, and shit. Fuck it, fill the stadium, and these niggas gonna run pickup. Like it's gonna be the dopest pickup you've ever seen. But there's gonna be a bunch of games to fucking, I don't know, 10, 15, 5, 20, whatever. Just watch these niggas hoop. That's what you want.
I'd much rather see them like do a 3-point contest with like the Legends or some shit like that. That'd be cool.
But that'd be better. Like, because honestly, the NBA All-Star game is good the way it is, and all jokes aside, the only thing they could probably add is a one-on-one game. But that will never happen on NBA Saturday, because if you lose to somebody in one-on-one, there's not a lot you can say, man. There's not a lot you can say. You just lost, nigga. Like, you can't tell me shit. Like, I beat you. What?
I think out of all the sports, the NBA All-Star game is the one that translates best.
Yeah. Because basketball is that type of game that you don't have to be playing completely locked in to play a very good brand of basketball. With those guys being as good as they are, you could tell them, go out there and dunk a couple times, shoot a couple jump shots, and y'all be straight.
And then what the best thing is that they play very lax defense. Yeah. So whenever they go up for a big, like, flashy dunk, they just let them play. They just let it happen. And, if they go for, like, a deep...
It's a pickup game.
Yeah, it's a pickup game. They just let them. They let them play. Like, the players is like, all right.
It's a pickup game with a little more like I guess you could say it really is a pickup game, because like in a pickup game, you're not trying to go like game 7 all out, but I'm gonna feed you, bro. Like I got some moves for you. You gonna see them. You know what I'm saying? So I love the NBA All-Star game. I don't think anything needs to change. There's one change that was made that we could talk about with the dunk contest that I love, but I love this. I love the second day. Love it. Love NBA All-Star Sunday. I love even the change they made to the end of it now, where the game can realistically can never really be a blowout now. It'll always have like an ending that's dope. So I love it. Don't think there's much else they need to change, but we can go through these participants and give our predictions, because I know people out there want to know who we think will win the 3-point contest, dunk contest, and skills competition.
All right, so let's go off. Start off with the 3-point. We have the participants is Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Kevin Herter,
domestic violence. Yeah. Let's go.
Damian Lillard, Laurie Marketing.
I'm not supposed to make that joke. I'm sorry.
You know, Anthony Simmons and Jason Tatum rounds out the 3-point contestants there. So I'm looking at this list, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna say it right now, man. I'm putting my money on Dame Lillard on this one.
You know, it is in my history of watching this event, and me and my boys always like to, bet something on it, shots or something, or we always got to pick. Like, you got to pick the All-Star 3-point competition. The superstar wins sometimes, but it's not always like. I'm going to say we're going to see. I'm looking at Anthony Simons, and his name pops off the page.
That's what you think.
So I think Anthony Simons is going to take it, but don't be surprised if Tyler Hero lights that motherfucker up.
But no, you are right. I think at one point, Aaron Brooks, old 3-point shooter for the Rockets, he ended up winning it one year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the 3-point shooting contest is more about like these guys that can like just shoot flat out. So yeah. Buddy Hield, you got to watch out for, but I'll never pick Buddy Hield in a 3-point competition again because of a couple years ago when he let me down. He also won one, but he also let me down. So I'm gonna say give me Anthony Simons and then Tyler Hero after that. Tyler Hero may win.
I'm taking Tatum because he's the only one on that list I've heard of before.
All right, so.
Hey, fuck it, I'll take it. Yeah, sure. At least he ain't pretending. At least he ain't there like, well, Laurie Marketing might be the guy.
All right, so Rush, do you have this dunk contest contest?
Well, first we got the NBA skills competition. Here, let me get real quick. All right. Okay, so first we have the skills competition. The skills competition consists of we got team. Wait, they're doing it again? They're letting these niggas do it again? All right, so I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. Well, yeah. So we got Team Akakatimbo. Atitakumbo. My bad, y'all. I'm so surprised that they letting him and his brothers just do this shit every year. Like, who gonna do the skills competition? Me and my bros. So Giannis Antetokounmpo, Giannis, and Alex. What the fuck? How's his name Alex? I'm not even gonna do it. Anyways, Alex. Niggas lost their creativity all of a sudden. But then so it was Team Antetokounmpo, him and his bros. The Jazz, the home team, has a squad of guys that are gonna do these skills competitions. So that's Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, and Colin Sexton. Interesting. Team rookies, the team I'm going to cheer for is going to be Paolo Banchero, Jaden Ivey, and Jabari Smith from your Houston Rockets. So the skills competition is a fun game of basketball, basically like a basketball, not relay, but what is it called? A decathlon. Mm-hmm. It's a basketball decathlon of athletic ability. They're going to do some dribbling, some passing, and some laying up. But it's going to look very cool and very, very fun. I believe they go on a timer and stuff. If you haven't seen it, watch the shit. It's entertaining. Next up is the dunk contest. So I know that it is Mac McClung. Mm-hmm. Let me get them all out so I can. All right, so let's just start from the top. So KJ Martin from the Houston Rockets, that is Kenyon Martin's son. So the bounce is hereditary. You know what I'm talking about? So he's going to be out there jumping out the gym. Mac McClung, he was, he came from YouTube fame, social media fame. He could dunk it. White guy with hops. White man can jump, and his name is Mac. Actually, I did read the 76ers did call him up for this, so I think he's going to get to rock his 76ers shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the fact that the NBA just went for dunkers. Just we don't give a fuck if you're a star or not. Can you boom this hoe? Then there's Trey Murphy the third, from the New Orleans Pelicans, and Jericho Sims from the New York Knicks. He does take Sharp was his name, Shaden Sharp. He takes his spot, but I like it. I think dunk contests got to a point where we were too enamored with the stars and what they could do with the dunk. And anybody that's in just basic hoop circles or just hoops irregularly, the best people aren't always the best dunkers. And we've seen from the internet, from all these trick dunks and all this type of shit that people got going on, you know what I'm saying? That the time in the era of give me LeBron James, Michael Jordans, and all that dunk, it's over. We've seen all those dunks. All those dunks have been done. Get these guys out here that could do 720s. Get these guys out here that could do 360 between the legs. Get these guys out here that could do NBA Live 2005 NBA dunk contest dunks. You know what I'm saying? Get these guys out here that could do Space Jam. NBA Jam type shit. So I like it. I'm interested to see. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. But shout out to All-Star Weekend and the changes they've made, and I imagine it'll be something really good to watch while you pregame before you go out that night.
Call me when they bring out the trampoline.
I don't think they'll ever do that because someone's gonna get hurt, Chris.
Yeah.
If you bring out a trampoline, someone's gonna try to do something. The dudes that are like 5'9" and 8 be on the trampolines risking life and limb. I can only imagine a guy that's 6'7" trying to jump off a trampoline and do a backflip. That shit's dangerous.
I just think there's nothing that can be done that hasn't been done before when it comes to the dunk contest.
There is. It just can't be done by guys in the NBA because honestly, they have more shit to worry about.
Yeah.
Like I can't be trying to do a 720 behind the back if I'm trying to be an NBA starter and feed the fam with this basketball shit. Now, if I'm just jumping high and I'm on YouTube and that's my best way to do it, then I'll do it. But that's the real problem. Like you got to work on your game. And the moment someone's winning dunk contests and not getting better, look at Aaron Gordon. When he was in a dunk contest putting on a show for us, he sucked. When he stopped doing dunk contests and started playing for Denver and competing for the Western Conference Finals or trying to get there, he's fucking balling. So what you want to do? You want to dunk or succeed?
I'm
gonna say you want to go. You want to go to jail. You want to go home. You want to dunk or you want to succeed?
I'm gonna
take to succeed every time.
This is my prediction for the dunk contest. I think it's going to be Matt McClung because he's going to make the most of his opportunity because this is his first. This probably is going to be the first. And let's be real. Well, maybe not first or last. This is his first All-Star. He doesn't know if he's going to be back here. He doesn't know.
And he's already got some fame.
Yeah. So I think that he's going to go ahead and he's going to be the guy that's going to go ahead and push the envelope and make the most of his time.
Or if he wins in spectacular fashion, he is going any of these guys because they're known. Yeah, their name is little also known across the league. Yeah, also ran guys like they're little known names. So in any of these guys, if they can pull this off and win this, it's going to propel them to greater heights, and I guarantee you'll see them in a jersey getting more minutes because they're going to sell tickets.
All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap it up here. Sterling is not here with us to do his countdown. So
top 10, and we couldn't get to QBs.
Yeah, so we will resume these things next week. Appreciate you for tuning in with us. This show will be live up on the respective platforms tomorrow. But like I said, please, if you would like to tune in, we are live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at Sports Sushi, all one word, and Instagram sports_sushi. If you want to follow any of us, you can follow me at DJ Slow Boogie with an I and an E, not a Y, on all forms, all platforms, Snapchat, SoundCloud, Instagram, and Twitter, all that shit. Where can they find you, Russ?
Oh, you already know. You can find me at SportsPlugRuss3 or at RLClimbSP on Twitter. You can find me at sportsplug.russ on Instagram. And I gotta get that TikTok going. But yeah, find me. I be talking shit. I talk back. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. Pause. Talk back. Okay. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I can't say no homo no more. They might find me.
All right, Chris. You
Get me at Gratwick Films. Don't follow me if you like McDermott.
Yes. And he made the straight face. You shouldn't have smiled because you should have smiled, or you should have just kept your face like
until you signed off.
I'm surly and I do this. Remember to like, subscribe, everything like that. Y'all, we love you. And as always, someone out there loves you. Know you're loved and go be great.